Have you ever wondered if the eternal silence of the universe is merely a sophisticated charade? While humanity remains preoccupied with earthly concerns, a breathless race is quietly unfolding at the world's most remote observatories, a race where the first to the finish line will hold the greatest secret in history. We are truly not alone. Recently, Simon Holland, a filmmaker and former NASA collaborator, dropped a bombshell by firmly asserting, "We have found them." This is no longer vague speculation, it is a physical data file, a legitimate frequency currently in the hands of elite astronomers at Oxford. It all began in 2019 in the Australian outback, when the Parkes telescope intercepted BLC-1, an intensely focused, narrowband signal originating from Proxima Centauri, our neighboring star just over 4 light-years away. BLC-1 is so extraordinary that every known natural law, from pulsars to supernovas, falls short of an explanation. It bears the unmistakable signature of intentional technology. Even though the Berkeley research team threw cold water on the discovery in 2021, labeling it as mere interference, Holland has revealed a more startling truth: a fierce, shadow competition is raging between Oxford and Chinese astronomers. Both have identified the object's coordinates, and a final announcement is expected soon. Why do they require so much time for verification? Could it be that they fear an earth-shattering truth that lies far beyond human comprehension? On September 12, 2023, an unprecedented event took place in Mexico City. Instead of debating economics or politics, the Mexican Congress became the epicenter of global attention as 2 glass boxes were unveiled. Inside were 2 beings with a physical appearance that would make anyone shudder. These were small bodies with parched, fossil-like skin, heads that were abnormally large compared to their frames, sunken eyes, and only 3 fingers on each hand. The man behind this controversial presentation was Jamie Mawson, a veteran journalist and UFO researcher. He declared before the lawmakers, "These are not part of our terrestrial evolution." The mystery of the Cusco sand mine. According to Mawson, these 2 specimens, named Clara and Mauricio, were discovered deep within a sand mine in Cusco, Peru, the sacred land of the ancient Inca Empire. They were not typical mummies wrapped in burial shrouds, they were found in a fossilized state embedded within natural sediment. However, what truly baffled the scientific community were the test results. The National Autonomous University of Mexico, UNAM, conducted radiocarbon dating and produced a staggering figure: 1 body was approximately 700 years old, while the other had existed for 1,800 years. If this were a hoax, the forger would have had to source centuries-old materials with extreme sophistication. DNA evidence and biological anomalies. The drama reached a fever pitch when Mexican doctors performed X-rays and CT scans on the bodies. The results revealed a continuous skeletal structure with no signs of assembly or being stitched together from other animal parts. Remarkably, one of the bodies, Clara, was found to have objects resembling eggs inside her abdomen and rare metal implants in her chest. Most shocking of all was the DNA analysis. 1/3 of the genetic structure of these beings is completely unknown. It does not match humans, it does not match animals, and it does not align with any biological database currently existing on Earth. The shadow behind the curtain. Despite these findings, a wave of skepticism remains. Peruvian anthropologists suggest these could be deformed prehistoric infant remains or re-engineered artifacts. But who truly owns these bodies? Mawson revealed he only borrowed them from a mysterious man who refuses to disclose his identity, stating he will reveal the truth at the appropriate time. Why does evidence that could change the destiny of humanity remain in the hands of an anonymous individual? Are Clara and Mauricio visitors from a distant galaxy, or are they a different branch of Earth's evolution that history has simply forgotten? In the world of science, a single slip of the tongue can end a lifelong career. But Gary Nolan, a professor of pathology at the prestigious Stanford University, seems to have no such fear. He is not a dreamer or an attention seeker. Nolan is a world-class scientist who has worked with the CIA and aerospace corporations to analyze unexplainable materials. At a conference on anomalous phenomena, when asked about the probability that extraterrestrials have visited Earth, Professor Nolan gave an answer that made the entire room hold its breath: "I am 100% certain. They haven't just visited, they've been here a long time, and they're still here." The invisible observers. Nolan's hypothesis isn't like a sci-fi movie about grand invasions. According to him, these extraterrestrial intelligences use a far more sophisticated method: artificial intelligence, controlled drones. He believes that the objects we call UFOs are actually automated observation devices, sent to monitor the development of humanity for thousands of years. They hide in the atmosphere, beneath the oceans, and only reveal themselves when they choose to. The wow signal, an echo from Sagittarius to bolster his belief in a superior intelligence attempting to make contact. Professor Nolan recalled one of astronomy's greatest mysteries: the wow signal. Travel back in time to the night of August 15, 1977, at the Big Ear Radio Observatory. An incredibly powerful radio signal, lasting exactly 72 seconds, was received from the direction of the constellation Sagittarius. It was so intense that astronomer Jerry Emmons circled it on the computer printout and wrote "wow" next to it. For decades, scientists have countered that this might have just been a signal from a passing comet. But Nolan and many other experts still believe it was a genuine attempt at communication, a greeting from a distant civilization that we are not yet advanced enough to fully comprehend. A truth hidden by intelligence agencies? What makes Nolan's claims truly chilling is his relationship with the CIA. He admits to having helped the agency collect evidence and forensically examine debris from UFO crashes. According to Nolan, the US government and private corporations are in possession of technologies that we cannot replicate with our current knowledge. Despite opposition from many colleagues who argue the public is not ready to accept such an immense truth, Nolan refuses to back down. He asserts that the mission of science is not to avoid the strange, but to confront it. Yet, just as the claims of independent scientists were creating a wave of hope, the giant of the American defense industry, the Pentagon, delivered a powerful blow to shut it all down. While filmmakers like Simon Holland and professors like Gary Nolan strive to bring the truth to light, on the other side of the wall of silence, the US government has issued a starkly different message. On March 8, 2024, the Pentagon released a report hundreds of pages long, delivering a fatal blow to the expectations of official extraterrestrial contact. This report was conducted by AARO, the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, a unit established in late 2022 to track and investigate UFO reports. Their conclusion was brief and cold: there is no evidence that extraterrestrial intelligence has ever visited us. Files from 1945 and ironclad denials. Pentagon experts reanalyzed every US government investigation from 1945 to the present. They concluded that most sightings of unidentified anomalous phenomena, UAPs, were actually ordinary objects and phenomena that had been misidentified. These included weather balloons, experimental drones, or simply optical atmospheric phenomena. Notably, the Pentagon forcefully rejected a decades-long conspiracy theory: reverse engineering. Rumors that the US government and private corporations had seized and were quietly studying alien spacecraft to develop new weaponry were snuffed out. The report affirmed, there is no evidence that humanity has possessed or replicated extraterrestrial technology. The war with whistleblowers drama erupted as this report directly refuted the claims of veteran intelligence officials. In the summer of 2023, a retired U.S. Air Force intelligence officer testified before Congress, asserting that a secret program for collecting unidentified flying objects had long existed. But the Pentagon responded decisively: those were merely misidentifications of our own top-secret military programs. They even dismissed a 1961 community intelligence document, a text once considered evidence of the extraterrestrial nature of UFOs. For the US government, the alien mystery is merely a product of public imagination and technical observation errors. The truth or a sophisticated cover-up? The Pentagon's rejection immediately split the world in two. One side believes that mainstream science has finally brought sanity to a subject rife with fabrication. But the other side raises a sharp question: why do they strive so hard to deny it? Why was a specialized office established just to say, there is nothing? Could it be that this report is the final shroud of tar used to cover a truth that could collapse the current social order? No matter how many denial reports the Pentagon issues, or how much scientists debate the authenticity of signals, there is one truth that no one can deny: humanity will never stop asking questions. The universe is a vast ocean with billions upon billions of stars, and we have only just begun to touch the water's edge. If extraterrestrials have not yet visited us, then we will be the ones to find them. Right now, in NASA's laboratories, the most advanced robots are being developed with a single mission: to hunt for life in the harshest corners of the solar system. There are hundreds of billions of galaxies in the observable universe, each containing hundreds of billions of stars. The probability that Earth is the only place with life is an absurdly small number. As Professor Gary Nolan or filmmaker Simon Holland hinted, the silence of the universe does not mean it is empty. Perhaps they are there, watching us from another dimension, or perhaps we simply lack the technological level to hear their voice. Is the evidence of aliens real, or just an illusion of hope? The answer likely doesn't lie in government reports, nor in controversial fossilized bodies. It lies in our own collective desire to explore. Every new discovery, whether a tiny radio signal like BLC-1 or an unidentified fragment of DNA, is a piece of the grand puzzle that humanity is trying to complete. The universe never reveals its secrets to the lazy. It only unveils them to those who dare to doubt, dare to search, and dare to accept that we might not be the center of all things. Are we alone? The answer could forever change your life, your religion, and the way you perceive this world. Until the final evidence is made public, keep an open mind. Because the truth might be much closer than we think. Do you believe the Pentagon's reports, or do you stand with the scientists who believe in the presence of an intelligence out there? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.
Thank you for watching. If you want, you can subscribe to catch the next videos. Or, if you have more time, you can watch other videos on the channel.